all issues related to freedom of expression and in general to all human rights, which is one of the reasons why I congratulated the IGF initiative to bring a human rights perspective. I would like to see more of that and enhance more of that, because I believe that internet will be at the service of people the more we look at it as the exercise of a right, of a basic human right. And finally, I always say that freedom of expression, and now through the internet specifically, obviously is placed in the ICCPR in Articles 19 and 20, but it goes way beyond that. It's also a social right because it is part of the right to education. Today, one cannot conceive of education without children or adults having access to electronic communication, but also as part of economic rights, because one cannot understand development in the new world without electronic communication. As isolated, remote as any village in any part of the world may be, they will have to be interconnected, and they have the right to communication and electronic communication to be part of the local, national, and international plans of development. So here's where I see that actually the internet has complemented what used to be seen as a civil and political right to a broader issue. So I clearly see the issue of enhancing the role of internet and the growth of internet through this perspective. Let me bring a word of caution. Two things. Human rights are not something new. Human rights have existed since humanity, as a matter of fact. But if one is to look at the articulation of the international consensus and standards, we can begin with the Universal Declaration in 48. And I believe that internet should not present the defiance of establishing new standards, but basically to apply the common known standards, which can always be improved and are actually actively in movement all the time, but to apply the regular principles and standards of human rights to the internet. The reason why I say this is because I don't want to create in the internet a more sectarian perspective of human rights. It is the same human rights we apply to all freedom of expression, or we apply to all individuals in other aspects, whether it be civil, political, or economic, social, and cultural rights. And secondly, I think it's important to look at internet from the three-pronged perspective. It is the technological challenges to the world, and clearly here we're looking at the new technologies and the new research, which is essential. Some people see it as a commercial initiative. It is an enterprise, and legitimately so, but how that balances off with the interest of the users and the human rights in general of everyone. And finally, it is the way to exercise basic rights and freedoms of society and of peoples. And here we have to guarantee, precisely because it is the exercise of the right, equal access to all. Because oftentimes when we look at the internet, we're looking at the issues of content and freedom to express oneself, or the mechanisms to block or delete messages, but we don't look at the accessibility of the new technologies to all sectors of the world, including the poorest sectors in the poorest countries of the world. So these are the two issues that I would like to clearly raise and call as part of the reflection, which I think has been very good. And again, I would like to congratulate this initiative for bringing the human rights perspective and adding that to the general debate. Thank you.